And that's the end of the first half. As the teams head to the locker room, the Spartans lead the Bulldogs by a score.
You guys stink.
Geez, Coach, we're only down a couple of points.
No, I mean you guys really smell. You need to hit the showers. And here, I got every one of you new bars of soap from the Sterling Soap Company. Each bar is artisan crafted using natural ingredients and essential oils. They also have shave soaps, colognes, beard balm, and a whole lot more. Now get in there.
But Coach, we have another half to play.
I don't care. I can't stand to be around you.
A few minutes later.
All right, bring it in tight. You guys are still playing terrible, but you're smelling great out there. Now listen, you're going to need to stock up for the rest of the season. We got a lot of tough games left. So go to sterlingsoap.com after the game. That's STIRLING soap.com. You got that?
Yes, Coach.
Great. Sterlingsoap.com on 3. 1, 2, 3. Sterlingsoap.com.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com.
Hi folks, welcome again to another episode of Pro Football in the 1970s. I'm your host Joe Zaborski, and in this episode we'll be talking about the Oakland Raiders' depth at the tight end position during the 1970s. Now, the Oakland Raiders experienced a good degree of glory during the 1970s as they participated in the NFL playoffs in 7 of their first 8 seasons in that decade. Their offense had a lot of quality depth at several positions, most notably at the tight end position. By the end of the 1977 season, the Raiders roster had tight ends such as Dave Casper, Raymond Chester, Ken Kwalick, Bob Moore, and Warren Bankston in their lineup at one time or another. Each of them enjoyed a good amount of pro success in Oakland. Let's start with the Hall of Famer of this bunch, the great Dave Casper. This Notre Dame graduate played 11 seasons in the NFL for 3 different teams. It was in Oakland from 1974 to 1980 where he experienced his best amount of fanfare and success, however. Casper helped to lead the Raiders to 4 straight AFC Championship games and to a Super Bowl championship in 1976. Now, we can never forget Casper's role in a pair of famous moments in the Raiders' history. The Ghost to the Post play in the 1977 AFC Divisional Playoffs at Baltimore and the Holy Roller play at San Diego in 1978. Casper also played for the Houston Oilers and the Minnesota Vikings. He finished his NFL career with 378 receptions for 5,216 yards and 52 touchdowns. He was enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2002. Another Oakland tight end from the 1970s who probably should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame was Raymond Chester, who, like Casper, also played for another team besides the Raiders. But it was in Oakland where he began his 12-year pro career back in 1970. Chester played most of his years in the era where teams did not throw the ball as much as they ran the ball. Oakland, however, had weapons to use who were outstanding passing game personnel, and Chester was only one of them. He managed to catch 42 passes in his rookie year. Then, when the Raiders kept adding to their overall offensive depth, Chester's receptions numbers dropped. The Raiders had to spread the ball around, you know. Chester was traded to Baltimore in 1975, where he helped to lead the Colts to 3 straight AFC Eastern Division championships. His talents were a vital cog in the Colts' offensive machine. What set him apart from many tight ends of his era were his hands. He had a pair of the best pass-catching hands in the league. He also had the speed and the moves to get open deep. When I interviewed him for my book on his college teammate Willie Lanier, I remarked to him that he was Kellen Winslow before there was a Kellen Winslow. Chester finished his NFL career by catching 364 passes worth 5,013 yards and 48 touchdowns. He also returned to Oakland in 1978 and helped to lead the Raiders to a Super Bowl championship in 1980. Now, Ted Kwalick was a Penn State graduate who achieved the vast majority of his NFL fame as a tight end for the San Francisco 49ers. He played for the 49ers for the first 6 years of his pro career, from 1969 to 1974. He was an All-Pro in 1972, and he played in 3 Pro Bowl games from 1971 to 1973. He also played for the Philadelphia Bell of the World Football League in 1975. Later that season, Kwalick left the WFL and returned to Oakland, where he helped to lead the Raiders to 3 straight AFC Championship games from 1975 to 1977, and to a World Championship in Super Bowl XI in 1976. Both Bob Moore and Warren Bankston were serviceable tight ends who also played well on special teams for the Raiders. They were the type of player that every team needs if they are to succeed. Moore played for the Raiders from 71 to 75, and then he played for Tampa Bay in 76 and 77, and he finished up his pro career in Denver in 78. Warren Bankston came to the Raiders in 1973 after serving as a utility running back for 4 years in Pittsburgh. He switched over to tight end as soon as he got to Oakland, however, and he continued to play on special teams for the Raiders. He too was a member of the Super Bowl XI championship Oakland team in 1976. Although Casper, Chester, Kwalick, Moore, and Bankston represent the type of overall depth at one position that few NFL teams have today with their large roster numbers, let alone in the 1970s with their fewer roster numbers. So that's pretty good. Now today's trivia question for this episode is a true or false question. So you got a 50-50 chance. True or false? Dave Casper, Raymond Chester, Ted Kwalick, Bob Moore, and Warren Bankston each caught at least one touchdown pass in at least one playoff game during the 1970s. Is that statement true or false? Again, I'm your host, Joe Zaborski, and I want to thank you for listening in to this episode of Pro Football in the 1970s. Please check out all the different podcasts on the Sports History Network. You'll be glad that you did. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next episode.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com.
The Sports History Network, where legends live on and the past plays loud. Welcome to the place where history's proud. From gridiron glory to the hardwood stars, from the racetrack heat to Olympic bars. It's the voices, the stories, the moments you miss, told by fans and pros who live for this. Hook and Femic, the Sports History Network, where the past comes alive. Podcasts and blogs that keep the flame high. From Babe to Brady, Alley to the Dome. If it's history and sports, then this is the home. SportsHistoryNetwork.com, the headquarters of sports yesteryear.